Macho, Mark, Luke, and John is not Macho, Mark, Luke, and John. Because I grew up here, so them was the apostles of Christ when you used to walk up and the disciples. Not no go so. Not no go so. Then the next one, when named Paul, is really a problem. Because problem look like him there. Paul look like him there and him only for food and him say a bright light strike him on the way to Damascus. And him get this revelation of Jesus Christ where film things them right long before Matthew, Luke and John. And him never meet Jesus Christ yet. Nobody don't know where Jesus Christ buried. Them same gone back. Him raised from the dead and gone. Which part him gone?
Blessed love viewers and subscribers, Wagwan, open all doing good, open all doing great. Now my people, we're there again on the Soul Chat TV with another Mutabaruka content, and in this one my people, Mutabaruka will be lashing out on the Rasta community, those specifically who believe that Haile Selassie is Jesus Christ himself. Yeah man, it's a crazy thing my people. And also Mutabaruka will be talking about the reggae music and how it benefit and also affect the Rasta community and the overall movement. Yeah man, it's a crazy thing, so definitely stay tuned. And before we go into it, you know it's a Black Power movement. Drop a like and subscribe, share to a friend or a family so they can be a part of the movement. You will get in the whole entirety of the cutting edge and the stepping razor with all the important clips and all the songs that Mutabaruka select to elevate the mind. Yeah man, very powerful, and a lot of you guys have been missing out. You will be getting it in only the membership program, so make sure to join. Click the join button, become a member, and it's a way to support the Soul Chat TV. Yeah man, so the channel can keep growing and continue with the greatness.
You know, it's not somebody where you're dead and born again, or you're dead and raised from the dead to come back and do certain things. You know, no, it's not so it go. It's in this life. It's in this life. So, me hear the arguments, you know, Jesus Christ and all these things, and me I say it non-apologetically, you know. We not work with Jesus Christ, you know. Yeah, we not work with Jesus Christ, and that guy lick a whole heap of head. Because a whole heap of man hear Rasta say, Haile Selassie is the second coming of Jesus Christ. Me not let them joke there. Me not in those joke. You know, see it? Me not let them joke there. Because we never come in a Rasta to come here about Jesus Christ again. After we know, say, the man, they make up some things and dash per way. Before we go to the root of the conversation, we are listening to them third and fourth hand views. So we don't really into the Jesus thing. And we're not praying to no Jesus and says Haile Selassie we are praying to. Because we're not even praying to Haile Selassie neither. I don't go to bed and say, oh, Haile Selassie what in Zion. I don't say those things. You know, because this is a revolution. Rastafari is the answer to white supremacy and colonialism. That is where it was bound for. A man come try to change it now in a one love, one heart, let's get together and be all right and all them something like him want have a 24/7, 56 weeks, 360 odd days a year, 2,000 years in a millennium, and really claim it as redemption because him can facilitate certain music. Yes. Because most man know, because him have facilitate certain music, him feel says this so it there. Most Rasta are no musician. Most Rasta is not musician. Sorry if I disappoint you. Most Rasta is not a musician. It's just that the ones them who do music, them have the voice. Like how me dey on the radio all the while, people hear my voice all the while, so it come like Muta is a Rasta voice. But there are so many voices of Rastafari out there. But we really for come to grips with the theology and the philosophy where Rasta supposed to deal with in at this time, yeah. And even at this time, given the COVID sensibilities that is creating certain hardship and certain levels of scaredom, we call it scaredom. We need to get a grip of ourselves as Rasta. We need to get a grip, man. We can't continue going like we never did reach a certain level. We reach a certain level, so we are going like we reach over Jordan and want to turn back. We not turn back. We not have a search for River Jordan neither. We are create our own river. And we not sit down by no rivers up no Babylon. Because you know, long way man are sing that. But we by rivers of Babylon, them sat down and there we wept when he remember Zion. And the wicked carry us away in captivity, required us a song. How can we sing King Alpha song in a strange land? Yet still every day a man make a song about Jah Rastafari. We have to figure it out, you know. We have to figure it out. Bob Marley say, too much mix up. We have to be straight like an arrow. Yeah, man, we can't just go this and make the wind just a lick back over this like some boat. We don't have no rudder. We have to straight like an arrow, man. So if you deal with the thing, just deal with the thing. But I go around and I come back around and I go around like circle, you know, you go around in circles and go around in circles. No, straight. Leonard Owil. Sure with that. Marcus Garvey. Yeah, man. The man there sure with certain things. Some people don't even know about Leonard Owil. You hear about Leonard Owil, you don't even know who is in Leonard Owil. You know, you have Martimo Plano. Yeah, man. The man, they stand up. What we call no Bono G. Like rock of Gibraltar. Them stand up there and no move. You, them are going like, them are skid out the thing, a pretty out the thing. Yeah, like a pretty thing are going, you know, Cha-Cha Rasta. You know? It's weird. It's weird, man. No, sir. In my house, there is a picture on the wall. Rastafari sit up on his throne. Yes. We're not equating Haile Selassie with no one. Because we cannot make Haile Selassie lesser or greater than who him is. So all the names them where you put on him, you know, all the names them where you attach to it, cannot make him greater or lesser than who him is. So just accept him just like that. You don't have to send him gone 2,000 years ago. You don't have to talk about him dip and cross and come back. All them little illusions is not necessary in Rastafari. Rastafari is facing the reality of life. Rastafari is showing African people that there is another way to look at life in the Western world. So we go to the root of mankind, which is Ethiopia. We go to the root of man, which is Ethiopia. And we find something that is binding us together to make our life here in this part of the world and this farmer slave plantation island more meaningful and more purposeful to understand ourselves. And we have people who have guided us over the years. Man like Marcus Garvey, who say Africa for Africans, those at home and those abroad, who make us recognize that it's a simple journey, but you have to make up your mind to take the journey. Because one step and you tumble. One step and you can't tumble. Yet still them say 1,000 miles start with that one step. And a whole heap of man tumble, you know. Whole heap of man tumble, but the journey continue even if you tumble and can't bother. It's just so it go. Uncensored. Hear what I go now. A whole heap of people out there I try and make the people them who are wear masks, them I make it look like say them people they are idiot. One woman write me last week and say me is a conformist. She said we are conformists, but you know. You see this mask thing? You see this what them call separate, like keep far from people. We explain that already now. We talk about it on the stepping razor. We talk about it on this program. Yeah? And we still going to talk about it because the COVID not gone, you know. The COVID not gone. Because more people have it now in Jamaica and more people are dead in Jamaica and more people are start get scared and frightened. All right. Human being seems as if we still not learn from history. History teach a whole heap of things, you know, that you don't really step forward in the mistakes where you make of all. No, I don't know if a whole heap of Jamaican people know this, or else if them didn't know it, they wouldn't have followed the whole heap of madness where they must sip on them WhatsApp and them Instagram page and Facebook page and all them something there. But I want to tell the Jamaican people them this. Mankind have been displaced before. Them passed this road before. You have flu, you have all kind of things will come true. And the same things them when you hear them and say you must do now is that them did say when those flu did pass through. It is not true. I'm going to say it non-apologetically. It is not true that the man them or whosoever wanted to wear mask and stay in your house because they want to control the population. It is not true. Now, I don't know, some people gone too far already for go turn back now in the whole heap of madness. But there is no evidence or proof that apart from where you have, say, where people are trying to push the Trumpian doctrine, because right now I call it Trump doctrine, because it's a Trump doctrine. Anytime you hear a man say, him don't have no mask thing, me say, boy, you know, the Trump doctrine. Anytime you hear a man talk about, say, boy, right now, you don't want physical distance because you don't understand why they matter for physical distance. You don't want nobody take your temperature. You don't want nobody rub things by your... I tell it already, you know. If you don't want a man put things by your hand, carry your own. If you don't want somebody rub anything by your hand, carry your own. No. Here's the problem now. The problem with it is that people almost take this thing like it's a movement, a no-mask movement, a Trumpian designed movement. But Trump now, as the most so-called, most powerful man for earth, according to what the American them are say, because he refused to wear masks and he make thousands of people now wear it. We over here so jump on it and attack damn foolishness about masks go kill you off and masks. Look here. Every pandemic we pass through earth, them show you that the mask thing is something that work. I mean, I just look on what these guys are saying, all the CDC guys are saying. Because I definitely not look on what Trump are do. But I not just listen to CDC and World Health Organization. I look on historical things that happen. You know, the flu them we pass through. You have flu we pass through and kill millions of people, more than this one, you know. Because this one must have gone about 1 million. In America, it gone 200,000. But the same thing will lick America in the 1918s or something which part it there. It's the same thing I hit them now with 200,000 people dead in America because them never take heed to what they must do to prevent the thing from spreading. So them start come up with some weird things now like herding and all these thinking just make the thing kill everybody. Make the thing kill who to want kill, and then you will get the thing stop travel. It's a madness. Anybody where you hear say that, it's madness. It's American talk that. It's an American talk. Where I tell people say, boy, right now herd. You just pile up the people them who more receptive to it and help them, and then make everybody run go them mass and no mass. Make them run go do them do. It's madness. It's madness. There is things that can prevent it from spread. Common sense should have show you that. Common sense can show you that there's certain things that the virus is not a living organism. It's not a living thing. But it moves when people move. It moves when people move in the body of other people and contaminate the body and make it easier for the next person to catch it. And everybody can catch it. All when you wear mask, you can't catch it. But may I say, you see the mask thing, and you see the physical distance thing, and you see the no crowd, don't go in and a whole heap of crowd and them thing there. This thing is something that happened before. It's not now it happened. Them never come up with this. No, because them want to control the people them. They want to control the virus. So if me sound like me, I take up for men and people, so be it. It's tough luck if you want to say that. Me I say that there is certain things that can prevent it from move and lessen the sickness and the agony and the pain we a whole heap of people have got through and the whole heap of mental this and now me and my wife a reason a while ago. And she said, it not gonna work if them door open the place and the people them, I tell the people them for wear masks. Listen to what she say, you know. I should have really wake her up out of bed when she come out, check out talk about it, you know. Anyway, she say, it not going to work if the people them don't have no work and them tell them must wear the mask. So all you have to do is get the people them for wear the mask and open up the place. It's simple. And me agree. Open up the place, but make sure that the people them have, you know what that means? That means you have to go make the mask mandatory because these people don't have to talk about Bill Gates and this and this and that. Them not going to do it. So you have to make it as other countries mandatory. Other countries do it. They make it mandatory and open up the place. Yeah, them say in a certain country, Taiwan and all them places, them don't close down the place. But them make it say, you have to have on a mask. You know, see it? See Shabalo, say you go to jail. She say, if you don't have on the mask, you must go to jail. Because then knows you're going to cause the place to open up. All right. So, I agree with it. But you see, Jamaican people now, we're gone so deep in the foolishness, you know, that you can't tell people certain things that say, look, you know, if everybody are wear the mask, you know, see it, you could have any party and still keep a distance away from them and have the party said way, but most Jamaican people now, they can't tell them about party now, everybody bungle up on one another, and so some people have no mask, like Trump meeting them. Because if you look on Trump meeting them, you know, and the people them behind him in the picture of all the mask, you know, but them show you, I think, him not have none. And, hey, you see Trump sing a dance to YMCA. You never see Trump dance to YMCA. If you ever do who sing YMCA to your anyway, all right, what I say is that the place can open up, you know. The place can open up without the curfew, without nothing, the curfew. But the people them have to put on them mask. It's just simple, you know. It's a scientific thing about it, you know. Open up the place, make everybody go out to them door, but everybody put on a mask. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? You'd have prefer door, open up the place and more people are catch it. And some people have on the mask and some people don't have on the mask. No, sir. Because the mask not going to kill nobody. I can't do what some idiot people are talking about. Me understand that about carbon dioxide or breathing and something, but you're not having all the mask long enough to get that death sentence. Because look how long you use your cell phone in your ears and you're not getting no death sentence. Death, you tell me say, the cell phone have more destructive things in it than the mask. So, sensibility, sensible. All right, listen to it now, sensible. You want business going as usual, but there's a disease there. A virus, sorry, not disease. There's a virus out there that will kill people, that will make people sick. And one of the ways to lessen the problem is to wear a mask. If you wear the mask and the people them open back the place and people keep wearing the mask, the thing will get lessened because it will have no, the virus not going to move. Because if a man cough, him coughing at the mask. If a man sneeze, him sneezing at the mask. It will go spread. If you keep the distance, it's just so it go. There's a logic behind it, you know. It's years it happening, you know. You have flu on top of flu on top of flu will pass through earth. Flu on top of flu. And if you look on the history, if you look on the people them, you see them have on them masks. As a matter of fact, in California, them did say, they might make masks mandatory. If you don't have on no mask, them could arrest you. You know, see, it's just simple. And that are from before me, anybody on the earth never ever born it. Because them think they're in 1918, 1910. All them way them. You don't know nobody in America born 1918. You understand? Nobody in Jamaica never alive. And them days the man them tell you say put on your mask. And every time the people them now adhere to it, the thing go up. Till them have first wave, second wave, third wave, all fourth wave, you know. Put on the mask and go to your work. Put on your mask and go do what you do. It's just simple, you know. Keep the distance from people if in a crowd and them something there. And you go back to your work, you go make money, school, open and all them something there. But if you not do that, you go continue to say, Babylon want control you, this and that want control you. No go so. No go so. Nobody no want control you, at least not now. Nobody not controlling you now. You know, see, you have scientifically, you look at it scientifically. Some people have said, why them now wear no mask because Jesus will protect them. It's madness. It's total madness. A man now go wear the mask because Jesus will protect him. It's total madness. Oh, somebody get it away there. Anyway, we want to move the talk to history. We're going to play a documentary about the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu did lick Earth, especially Europe and America, in 1918, I think, 1918. And them really recover. How the Earth recover. That is really where this documentary talk about. How the Earth recover from the Spanish flu. So, we're going to play the Spanish flu documentary. I want you to listen to it carefully. And if you don't realize it's the same thing I think we are now. This is the Cutting Edge on IRFM.
Just over 100 years ago, a deadly pandemic swept across the face of planet Earth, killing anywhere between 20 and 100 million people. Potentially far more than the Great War immediately preceding it. Yet, until recently, this was a forgotten pandemic, downplayed by governments and media outlets all over the world. Known as the Spanish flu, simply because the Republican leadership in Spain at the time continued to report on it when other governments refused. It's only in the last few decades that the sheer scale and historical significance of such an outbreak has been realised, potentially having just as much impact on humanity as the First World War. Like earlier pandemics in history, all the way back to the Plague of Athens, the Antonine Plague, the Plague of Justinian, and most famously, the Black Death. This was a deadly disease, particularly for people who had almost no knowledge of how to fight it, killing off huge swathes of the population. After the Black Death in the 14th century, the peasantry in England, fewer in numbers and higher in demand, got a new lease on social mobility. For some historians, paving the way for the emergence of the middle class to come. After the plague in the 17th century, it's been argued that social unrest led to the success of the parliamentary system, the end of absolute power in the hands of a monarch in England. And, of course, after the Spanish flu, we have the Roaring Twenties, foreshadowed by the Great Depression of the 1930s, and the Second World War which followed. This was a new era of prosperity, of social mobility, and change. So then, how did the world bounce back from the Spanish flu? Let's take a look. The influenza pandemic of 1918 to 1919 takes the title of deadliest and most widespread pandemic in history. With census records of the time either difficult to decipher or non-existent, it remains impossible to arrive at a completely accurate figure of the death toll, though experts today think it may have been as high as 100 million. With the absolute lowest figures around the 20 million mark. With an overall world population at the time of less than 2 billion, the implications are staggering. In the United States alone, at least 675,000 Americans lost their lives. Worldwide, well over 500 million people were infected. Yet, somehow, despite the major global conflict and the pandemic which followed, much of the world bounced back from the damage with a fury. The US notably surging into the prosperous Roaring Twenties, and even Germany enjoying a brief decade of stability and growth under the Weimar Republic. Until everything changed with the Wall Street crash of 1929. All this in an age before air travel, when most people stayed in one area for their whole lives. So then, how did this virus spread in the first place? When the H1N1 influenza virus first struck, the US had been fighting in the European theatre of the First World War for more than a year. Tens of thousands of men regularly travelled across the Atlantic to the front, and production lines boomed in efforts to produce war material and combat gear. It was during this mass population movement that the first reports of illness began to appear. The movement of people continued unabated, however. The war effort simply could not be halted. No individual had that power. Fought widely in order to maintain high morale as the war effort swung in favour of the Allied powers. European governments, then having a stranglehold over the media, heavily understated the severity of the disease. Meanwhile, news reports began surfacing from the other European powers, claiming that infection rates in Britain, France and Germany remained minimal, while neutral Spain was particularly hard hit. Thus, the Spanish flu, almost certainly born on a Kansas farm, was named. As army recruits travelled from America to Europe, and soldiers on medical leave continued to return home, the disease rapidly spread between the two continents, and before long, further afield. As much as their governments tried to deny it, writing it off as nothing more than an unusually virulent strain of flu, European nations like England, France, Italy and Germany, as well as Spain, were hit badly as the virus took a hold of their populations. At first, though the illness was widespread, most of the deaths were in elderly people and infants. This strain having next to no pneumonic effect on healthy men and women between the ages of 20 and 40. As spring merged into summer, new infections plateaued and dropped off, causing many to believe the worst was over. Whatever loose social distancing rules that had been put in place were cancelled, in anticipation of the disease mostly being eradicated. Since ordinary people didn't have the means nor the education to deal properly with the virus, especially given the war effort, scientists had limited tools and data to work with anyway, most countries did not respond adequately. During this first wave, the general lack of awareness didn't seem like much of an issue. For the most part, life returned to normal, if it had even been disrupted in the first place. Yet, all this was to change. Whilst America and Europe eased their restrictions, the coming end of the war being celebrated worldwide, the Spanish flu had another trick up its sleeve. In the medical camps of Europe, filled with tens of thousands of vulnerable, recovering soldiers, a much more dangerous and merciless strain was mutating. This version of the virus directly attacked the respiratory system, making it especially contagious and deadly. This strain of the flu did not discriminate, with all age groups under threat. When the second wave of Spanish flu dawned in the autumn and the winter of 1918, Europe and America, linked to almost every corner of the globe by an elaborate series of trade networks and imperial colonies, were struck almost entirely unprepared. No effective cures, drugs, or antibiotics were present to combat the sweeping spread of the second wave virus, resulting in a terrifyingly high infection and fatality rate. With already weakened immune systems due to the physical and mental traumas of battle they'd suffered, soldiers returning from the front were particularly hard hit. Having endured all the horror of years of brutal trench warfare, often living in terrible conditions, medical professionals watched on helplessly as these men, the greatest generation, succumbed by the thousand, drowning in their own mucus as their lungs filled with fluid. Failing to implement any sort of nationwide lockdown or strategy to combat the spread, it didn't take long for this new, deadlier version of Spanish flu to take hold. Amidst constant warnings from scientists that the virus called for much more drastic action, the city of Philadelphia still refused to call off its Liberty Loan Parade on the 28th of September. A particularly fast-acting illness, the very next day, hospitals were crammed. A few days later, the death rate in Philadelphia surged. With no more hospital beds available, infected individuals were simply turned away. St. Louis, on the other hand, had much more success. By the end of October, in the United States alone, more than 200,000 people had died from the virus. In the coming weeks, as the severity and non-discriminatory nature of the situation dawned, a hard-fought battle would be waged to recoup losses and flatten the curve. Meanwhile, bodies were piled up into makeshift morgues, and one writer complained that Philadelphia had 10 times as many bodies as coffins. All over the world, this second wave virus struck, indiscriminately killing off large numbers of people, particularly in cities and densely populated areas. Finally, by December, the statistics, where they existed, seemed to look good. The virus was wearing itself out, the death rate finally lowering. In the US and Europe, cities began to loosen their lockdown restrictions, and most assumed the pandemic to be finally ending. Yet, just like before, this would be a fatal mistake. By January, a third wave of Spanish flu came thundering in full force. In the bleak midwinter, as hoarfrost gripped the northern hemisphere, this outbreak wouldn't subside until the early summer, months later. Once again, a certain level of incompetence reigned as national and local leaders simply failed to act quickly enough. In some cities, restrictions were enforced again, but in others, again, measures came too late. Though not quite as late as the first and second wave. Public transport faced shortages in personnel, and again, many people simply refused to wear face masks or obey social distancing rules. When caught, this earned them fines, and in a couple of cases, bullets from the police forces. Tensions ran hot, often vented as 2 years, the world could immediate aftermath of the Spanish flu. Many parts of the world, including the US and Europe, faced economic recession. Between 1920 and 1921, the US was hit particularly badly. Robert Barrow, professor of economics at Harvard University, estimates that the increase in flu-related deaths reduced GDP and consumption in the US by approximately 6%, as well as increasing inflation rates in the economy. The world increased wages for workers, and a growing focus on consumer manufacturing. The economy boomed, by 1929 growing by around 42%. For the survivors, life became healthier too, with life expectancy steadily growing, and an increased investment in science and medicine leading to newfound understanding of how viruses spread, and how better to contain them in the future. Unsurprisingly, soap and pharmaceutical companies made a killing from the pandemic, selling their products with the help of newspaper adverts. This too helped the US economy to get going again after the flu subsided. Larger research budgets for infectious disease laboratories and consumer spending on medicine and health products helped organizations and small businesses grow after the end of the pandemic, resulting in economic benefits and a greater interest in the massive production of materials like guns and artillery shells during the war further catalysed improvements in factory organisation and production line machinery, allowing automobiles, electronics and other consumer-oriented goods to be manufactured quicker and sold at higher quantities. No longer needing to fulfill targets for war products, other businesses too soon became involved in mass-producing items for the general public. Notably, cars becoming more widely available than ever before, creating never-before-available opportunities in the process. And in this entrepreneurial climate, new businesses sprung up. In its mid to late stages, the Spanish flu killed off millions of healthy young men and women. This, on top of the deaths from the war, resulted, in the US at least, in a shortage of workers. Those who'd lost their jobs at small or unessential businesses that had been shut down during the pandemic found new work at factories and assembly lines, where the demand for workers skyrocketed and the qualifications required were minimal. For the most part, those who wanted work could find it. And sometimes, as the power of unions grew, they could demand more for their services than ever before, increasing social mobility and eventually leading to the establishment of the American middle class. A shortage of labour due to the pandemic in due course gave rise to escalated workers' wages, meaning that as the Roaring Twenties dawned, for the first time, many US citizens could spend a portion of their paycheck on astounding new consumer devices like vacuum cleaners, cars and refrigerators. Cutting-edge appliances for the 1920s. As American capital poured into post-war Europe, this prosperity, to a certain extent, filtered in there too. New roads were built to accommodate cars, resulting in greater mobility and, in turn, better job opportunities. Consumer spending steadily surged upwards. For the first time in US history, more people lived in urban centres than in the country, giving rise to better healthcare access for millions of people, better work opportunities, and the chance to indulge in newly invented technology. So, as an unusual side effect of Spanish flu, workers' wages soared, increased investments were made in scientific research and technology, better healthcare systems put in place, and greater levels of consumer spending than ever before. The US became a lender for the first time, rather than a debtor. But perhaps, most of all, the influenza pandemic of 1918 to 1920 gave people a change in perspective towards their own lives, encouraging them to go out and enjoy themselves while they could. Unfortunately, this heedlessness towards the dangers of economic instability, much like the events leading up to the 2008 financial crash, would create a massive economic bubble. What goes up must come down. In 1929, much of the progress wrought as a result of unbridled laissez-faire capitalism would be undone when the New York stock market suffered its worst collapse in history, ultimately leading to intense poverty and hardship in places like Germany that had been propped up by US investment, where for a time wheelbarrows full of cash were needed to buy a simple loaf of bread. As well as American Midwest farmers who starved to death in droves. By the 1930s, partly as a result of this economic depression, fascism was on the rise. and another intensely difficult era began. But that's a story for another day. Thanks for watching. My name's Pete Kelly.
Yes. So we play that documentary for a special reason. What is the reason? A whole heap of people who is spouting this and spouting that don't realize the earth go through this more than one, more than two, more than three times before. So the stringent steps that people ask you to make is really something where was asked before, because that's the same thing that took place. It's not the first a virus like this passed through, not the second or the third time. You know, it passed through already. Not the same one, but similar to it. And the same thing them tell you. Because that is the way how it spread. It spread through your nose, through your mouth. Touching on all these places. When a man sneezes on a place and you touch it, a man cough on a place or a talk too loud to you, or a laugh. Ironically, he might laugh and spread it. So when I say, one must think, and if you get information like what we are getting now, because we are say, if the watchman see the danger and don't want the people in the place, we hope that what we did tonight in terms of playing that documentary to make people know, say, it's not the first people that tell people to wear masks or really at physical distance. It's not the first people that say that. And you hear how much people the man said dead with the Spanish flu. Millions. Not thousands, millions. Because right now, the man say the world gone about 1 million dead, but the man I talk about 60 million, nearly 100 million. Can you imagine that? And that is not the worst thing, because I remember the Black Plague. We played the documentary upon the Black Plague already in Europe. 75% of the population in Europe dead. 75%. Them call it the Black Plague. Dead. You understand? So, we have to take a stock and don't make people make you get scared of that ways, because you know, in all of that, America come back round, Europe come back round. 100 years ago, 100 years after, America is so-called the richest country on earth. America is the most stupidest country on earth. And it's just America that. And everybody want to go to America, land of opportunity and bliss. You know, Europe, all these places. You know, you say nothing about Africa up to now, but Africa get it on. Because them liquid with Ebola. Liquid with all sort of like a sneaking disease where it's not pandemic, but epidemic. You know what I'm saying? So we are look upon it and I say, we reach a stage now when we see this thing go on. Now, use your sensibility, man. Use your sensibility. You can't see people people are dead and people are get sick, and then you are say, boy, right now, a joke, them a lie, them a tell and all them. So lie, them a tell what? Why have somebody that tell you a lie? Say 100,000 people dead over here, so in Europe, so how much people dead? Why them a tell you a lie? When we just hear about it, we say, yeah man, I know so much people dead, the hospital them open, nobody know the hospital them, a lie them a tell. Then little after hear them jump up and say, oh, them not tell them what people dead, and more people are dead than what them a tell we. These things not working, man. We did hear say Trump and the WHO, Fauci, and when Bill Gates are work together. Now we hear Trump against World Health Organization, draw out America, the World Health Organization. We hear him against Fauci, him against Uchi. And all of the young party no against it and him wife. And him wife stop travel with him because she say she not travel because she feel away. Just today, but wait. If you put 1 and 1 equal 2, And that is where you get when you add 1 and 1. If you get something else, you're wrong. You know, see that you're going, after a while, you're going to say you did wrong. After a while, you're going to say you did wrong. The problem with it, you know, is that most of those people are going to show you, say, you wrong, you know, Muta. Watch and see. You're going to see what's going to happen. Yeah, when they bring the vaccine and all that. So I don't care a damn about vaccine. I don't care about vaccine. You understand? You don't matter what, you see them want to test it in Africa. Look here, they might test it in America. They might test it in England. Some people come in today. Some people come forward to make them inject the virus in them, you know, to test the vaccine. That is what you know, man, I say. Why she do it is because she knows that she's gone and she'll look on her children and will come after her. You know, see, in America, them take 3,000 people and test the vaccine pan to see if it will work. I hear Obama today attack, I want them say, they will give you the vaccine free. I hear the Prime Minister don't say they will give you the vaccine free. So you know, if a man want to take the vaccine, him take the vaccine. If a man don't want to take the vaccine, him don't take the vaccine. You know, see it? And if you're skeptical about it and you want to take it, just wait till all 6 months and see if anybody will drop down dead by it. And then you will find out, say, no, but I take it, you know, because some people are dead. You know, see it? But meanwhile, we have to watch what is going on with our surroundings. Our surroundings is very important. How you move. You remember the man attack, say that they never have a plane. So you never have a plane in 1918, so people have to stay at the place. So people decide to them not take no bus, them go ride bicycle. You can't do that in Jamaica again, so you go ride bicycle, go downtown from where you live up here. So even though you can't do it still, but you have to get up early, like I'll know and start ride. So you live at Portmore, you live at Mandeville. You can't somebody here ride, come out work every day and go back and show up business. So if that is madness, the madness is that you keep going amongst people and not going like say it's a normal time we live in. It's not a normal time. It is abnormal. So a whole heap of things what we do, we find it very abnormal. Like some people don't want to stay in them yard because they want to move, socialize. It is abnormal. Human beings have a social DNA in them, so it's abnormal for them though, them can't get for go do that, so them get frustrated. But guess what? It's just a time. That's all you have to look at it, you know, so it's not gonna last forever. And if you can't really figure out say it's not gonna last forever, you're going to get more miserable in yourself when you think and say, sure, them no want me go downtown, I'm not go downtown, Rasta. Them no want me do this, I'm going to do this. Every time about we must stay down here, you know, see it. It will start make you get frustrated. But look on it. My next year, them time, I will go down and say, right, remember last year we couldn't go keep our session, and them big session, you know, yeah. And it's true that going to happen. That going to happen, you know. Because we have been this way before. We passed this road before. And we keep going round the circle and I come back round. And I realize, but wait, it look familiar, you know, but guess what? It's not familiar, but it's familiar. We have been this way before. What about human beings have been this way before? Human beings have been this way before. So there is no need to have a dreary contaminate yourself with all sorts of vain imaginations. Vain imaginations. You know, see it? 5G is the next thing that will happen, you know. It's all of that now, you know, the next problem that I get now. Because, first of all, they have 5G phone now. They have 5G laptop. I don't know when that start to unleash itself now. It's that next thing that I get, you know. Because I remember the man will call me and tell me, say, the COVID is what's about the COVID again and the 5G? The COVID I give you 5G. It's for the 5G. The 5G I give you COVID. Well, you come and say something different about it, you know. Him bring the COVID first and then the 5G after. But that is the next thing too. That is the next thing too. Because earlier in the year, Mr. Man attack in England, say him see bird that drop out of the sky. And when you look, you see a whole heap of bird that drop. And then him say the 5G cause it. The man, they have some technical way for do them camera, I think, to make you really believe it. They have all two old man, well doctor, you know, look like doctor, professor, this and all, this, that, from this, that. I tell you, say, look here, all of this thing is a hoax. There's no such thing as COVID, and it's a hoax, and this and that. A joke business. Joke business. I could have said them things I go on earth and I've said about nothing exists. I must just go and do what I do normally. No, sir. I not do that. I do that. I prefer catch it and go on. I prefer catch it, try not to catch it, than be an idiot and catch it and realize I could have stop it. It's just so. Anyway, this is the cutting edge. Magma coming through, talking about the American dream. Everybody want to go to America. I don't know now still, but look like everybody want to leave America. Tables go around the other way. 220,000 people pass away because of this COVID thing. And them gone like 8 million people were affected in this time when the cold time come on, and the flu. Because you know, so two things them have to go contend with now, you know. The COVID and the regular flu. I tell you, vaccination like worries. Pure juke up. Yes. Make your works be seen, man. Not just talk it, but make them see it. Yes. Because you know, say, we's a light, you know. We's a light. It's like a candle on a mountainside, you know. Dark, but the light guide you. So we have to know that we are lights of the world, man. Many people sometimes come say, Muta, tell me something, like why you not eat meat, or why you eat? The problem with them little argument there, you know, is like, people feel say vegetarian and have no choice. And them have more choice, but people who have meat have no whole heap of choice to eat. Them just eat meat. May I tell you, Maccabee tree lick we give me now. Out of Birmingham, the brethren have some serious poetry. May I tell you, man, him flexing the poetry straight. This is the Cutting Edge on RFM. You know, when the program starts with that talk about Rasta and how Rasta seem to like follow Christian so much now that them start to, all of them song, them start to sound like Christian. And you know, a whole heap of Rasta out there will tell you, say them are Christian, them are the first Christian, African was the first Christian and all them something there. We know how the origination of Jesus Christ come about. We know, say, really and truly, a whole heap of it and make up. We know, say, the book them where them give Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We know, say, know whether the Bible tell you, say, them man that it exists. It's just the book of according to Matthew, according to Mark. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John is not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Because I grew up here, so them was the apostles of Christ when used to walk up and the disciples. Not no go so. Not no go so. Then the next one, when named Paul, is really a problem. Because problem look like him Paul look like him and name only for food, and him say a light in a bright light strike him on the way to Damascus. And him get this revelation of Jesus Christ, where him things them right long before Matthew, Luke, and John, and him never meet Jesus Christ yet. Nobody don't know where Jesus Christ buried. Them say him gone back, him raised from the dead and gone. Which part him gone? People feel up in the sky. This man sit up in the sky for 2,000 years. Where him get clothes from? For change him clothes and water and all them something there. It's a joke business. Joke, serious joke. So we come now and we are say, look here, we are dealing with our experience, our way of living, and create something for ourselves. So a man come and say, a foolishness you talk, man. You don't believe in a God. People ask them questions, you don't believe in a God. And when you ask him, say, when you say God, what you mean? And so you mean what you mean when you say God? I say, God, the man who created you and me. And I say, but God not create me. Right away, it's miserable. Him get miserable now when you tell him say God not created. Remember a brethren, big singer too. Big singer. The first time me and him are going to have some reasoning. It's like, it turned out to me should just walk away. Because after me I tell him about God, and me I say, boy, well, me don't know. Him say, who make the trees? Me say, boy, me don't know, you know. The man bring me outside of the house and look up at the sky and say, who make the star? Me say, I don't know. The man begs with me for about how much I chew. I don't know, I chew me not really old grudge at all anyway, why. I still talk to him, but the man go like say, me the wickedest person ever meet. How me forgot say me don't know who make the sky star. How me forgot know, how me go forgot talk about me don't know who make the tree. I mean I say, but me really don't know. Me don't know who make the tree. Me would have played the service, me go tell you say no, me know say a God make the tree. I don't know. Because I have so much God. Even the God in the Bible I say, thou shalt have no other God but me. That means other gods exist, but him no one. You have no other God but him. So it kind of get away that we as Rasta now come create something for ourselves and then I lean back upon the things them where them to tell we. There's all those old-time religion. Old-time religion can't help you now. Because old-time religion can't come here so in a bondage and slavery and take away our brains and all them something there. We need to come out of that. We need to go to the root of people without knowledge of them history. It's like a tree without root. It's just simple. So we have to find the root, you know. And all of the things that I tell you stem from something else. Long before. But people now are examining, just like how we played the tape a while ago about the flu. So if you tell them, say, without playing the tape, and you go to a man on the road and say, you know, say people are wearing masks from the 1918 or 100 years ago because you have a flu like this, you come around, you know. You know, say, Muta, where you get them things from? Well, Muta, you can come up with some things, see? Which flu? No flu never about like this. And then me and him go down in an argument now, and then we have to go walk when now. And then so you see them boy, the Muta, or if it's a little other one, them now will call me boy, I'm going to say, where the man come from, come with them argument there. But you want to know, history is not imagination, you know. History is something that happen, physically happen. History physically happen, it's not belief. Your belief that it's happening in the past is where you believe. It not have nothing to do with the reality of the situation. You know, man believes say a man did dead and come up out of grave and come up back. I wish I asked him which part him them say him gone up in the sky to come again. In this 21st century, who must believe them something there? You know, long him supposed to come and him now come. Look how much things black people are going through. The pressure where black people are going through. And him not say black people are come through all of them something if you come stand up in night and say, no, this can't continue for another how much 300, 400 years. Then some people get off with it. Some people know saying Jesus and them control the world. And you are say Jesus and you is the one who them are control. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. So we couldn't look on this thing and all like say, everything for them is for me. So just like how them use it, me going to use it too. No, sir. We create my own thing. We create our own thing. Nobody can tell you say you're wrong. Because him don't know what he must say more than him believe what he must say. Him believe say, you know, like your grandmother, she don't gonna believe this thing. And your great grandmother, and she dead and no Jesus can't come yet. And your grandmother dead and except for she and grandmother. We want to heal up Shane grandmother who are 102-year-old. Yes, Shane. Yeah, man. We want to heal up Shane grandmother who are 102-year-old. She born when the plague, the virus, the Spanish flu start. That's a wonderful thing. 102-year-old. Me not go so far still, you know. Me not go so far, man. No, man. Me not go so far. Really and truly. Me don't want to reach out. Well, maybe I should healthy too, you know. Maybe sure. But she not going to live long, you know, because them say, entire people, all your DNA, you kind of have that longevity in your DNA. So, yes, sir. Happy birthday, mama. Happy birthday anyway you're there. I hope she ain't gonna look for you, you know. Shane, I hope you gonna look for your mother, your grandmother, you know. Shane.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We are gonna do that.
Shane, answer me, you know. Oh, you're going to answer me, brethren. If you're going to look for your grandmother, you know, brethren.
Yes, man. How are you, say muta? Yeah, man.
Anyway, Shane, answer me. Then oh, you're going to answer me. Talk to me.
Answer you, man, but because
when you go there? When you go there? Oh, I did delay. Yeah, true. I forgot about the delay, you know. Sorry about that. I delayed long, man. No, man, 102 is something else, man. 102. Enough time that 100 years ago, when plane never did a fly.
Yeah, man, up in a Mount Moriah,
Center. When plane never did a fly. 100 years from now, you're going to hear people say, and that's where she come from.
Yeah, man, Mount Moriah, St. Ann, Borough Bridge area.
You, man. Anyway. Yeah. But I want to tell you who come from up at them area. They told me, hey, she gonna know my wife mother. She gonna know my wife mother, believe you me. Anyway, we will take the other man come forward. This is the continuation of RFM. I know that's what a whole heap of one might say. My brother, they're crazy, you know. Yeah, man. We don't mind the crazy talk still. The crazy branding. So, we'll talk about Rastafari and how the thing, a whole heap of ones, especially the singer them. Yeah, let's them tune it so like it's a Sunday day them tune if we play. Cause I mean nobody now say Haile Selassie again. Like Haile Selassie appear Jah. Everybody has said Jah now because him no want to say Haile Selassie. I years me I say it, you know, you can't make Haile Selassie greater or lesser than who him is. Jah in the Bible, Psalm 68, it started right up on the wing as Jah. Jah is a bastardization of Yah, Y-A-H, because them don't have no J in the Hebrew language. So J-A-H is English, them say Jah instead of Yah. So when a man say Jah, him don't necessarily have to talk about Haile Selassie. When you say Haile Selassie, is Haile Selassie I talk about. So, we don't need to add no name upon him, Jah Rastafari. We don't need to add nothing. You know, see, just take it as it is, Rastafari. Simple, Rastafari. Haile Selassie, the first. I just saw it go. You understand? We not stop say that, because so it go. You got to start add things upon him, is this and that and that and... Hey, me have a book. Right now, me have a book. It's a book, you know, with all the Haile Selassie's, what them call it, titles. Can you imagine a man have a book, and him tell you about Haile Selassie titles in the book? And that book is about Haile Selassie titles, with all the titles them in it from everywhere. So can you imagine now you go call out film name? Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you Emperor Haile Selassie, first order of the this and that, First, right things that I'll tomorrow don't call him, title them. You understand? So I said, oh, I just Rastafari, Haile Selassie. You don't have to say nothing else. You don't have to say God. You don't have to say Christ in his kingly character. You don't have to say Christ return. You don't have to say all them talk there. Because them think there's confusion. Confusion to the mind who out there now where I tell you, say, but Haile Selassie I know God. Or you get that. You know, see it? Because imagine God in a female head, I can't do them tell him God created the heaven and the earth. And like when me look on the bridge and I say, me don't know who created it. Him vex with me. Because me don't know, but him know. Him knows your God. You understand? What is God? You can't say what is God to certain people. You have to say who is God. And that is the problem with it. You can't look on a man and say, why, it create the heaven and the earth. And you must say, you can't call God it. Then all you know is it's right for call God God. Confusion. Confusion. It's really a confusion. It's a confusion, right? God. What is God? What is God? That is the question, you know. What is God, not who is God? Because you make God into a person, you know, so you try to make him become like human, anthropomorphic. Them call it anthropomorphism, where you give God all the attributes of a human being. So if it's who is God, and you say he is a human being you talk about, but most people, when them say God is not a human being, they talk about. It's a it. But it sounds disgusting if you say it when you deal with God. But it's better you say it than say he. It's better you say it than say she. Some people are married have God. Some people married have God, you know. Say, if you have a God, you must have a goddess. So him God at another level, you know. All right. Haile Selassie is a man. And him have a wife who is a woman. It's simple. Simple things, you know. Simple things. You don't have to get in a whole heap of this and this and that. You know, it's just that. You have to validate your perception and concepts based upon European logics. It's just so. Yes. The man say, let's all spread the love. Yeah, man, we have to spread the love. Because, you know, say, we want some more of that amongst each other. We want some more of that amongst each other. You know, what people that left church and I find God, you know. Yeah, because, you know, say, where them I look for nothing at the church. 4 walls and sometimes 2, 3 windows. Now go work out. So I say you have to go inside of yourself. You have to born again. Yeah, man, you have to born again, man. You have to throw away that and come again. And if you don't come again, you know, say, you're just stuck. And the thing is a process of evolution too. Yeah, you have to evolve. It's not a bad thing, you know. Some people afraid of evolution, you know. We're not about evolution as in Charles Darwin theory. We're talking about evolution as it relates to move it from one stage to the next level. Like climbing a ladder. You're moving from one stage to the next level. So, really and truly, that is what we're supposed to do. We can't stuck. Some people stuck. For years, them stuck. And can't move and can't get no further. Whether in life or in mind and thought, them can't move further. So we are promote evolution. The consciousness, the process by which you move from one stage to the next level. So you start to see things different from the level where you was. It's not a turn back, you know. Turn back is when you go down the ladder. You understand? Going up is when you climb the ladder. And we are talking about climbing the ladder of life. climbing the ladder of existence and of truth. And truth is relative. Truth is relative. Yes, because something might be true here, and you know, say it's not true over there, so we're not knock truth. We're not knock truth. Long man. We look out at the people, them is as blind as Batman. And we can't ever say that again. But you see, when one-eyed man will lead you and you're blind, it's a terrible thing. In the kingdom of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And it really get away. It really get away. Because when we listen and hear people say that them is covered in the blood of the Lamb so them can't catch COVID. Yet still, there's so much churches that the congregation have gotten COVID over the past 4 or 5 months. And people still insist to say that. Say, you who are do this and I do that, it's because you don't have no faith. Because you don't have no faith. Believe you be. I want to ask a man, you know. There's a man in the Bible named Lazarus. And them say, Lazarus, the dead. And him in the tomb, a stink. And Jesus go there and say, Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus get up out of the tomb and become a living. That's what I'm talking about, say, Jesus Christ raised from the dead. All right? So, Lazarus raised from the dead. No, the question is, where is Lazarus today? Did he die again? I don't know, I'm going dead 2 times, but I want to know where's Lazarus. Did Lazarus dead again? Because we still waiting for Jesus to come. But Lazarus did raise from the dead and come back. Him dead and raised from the dead and come back with the aid of an next man. But we want to know where him there. Where him there. What is the purpose of raising a dead man from the grave and then know him dead again? What was the purpose of it? For sure, I say you have a hobby, you can't do voodoo and all them something and magic and all these things. It's a, tell me which part him there. Tell me where him there. So I recommend say those of you interested should get interested in reading some books that don't have nothing to do with what you believe. Yeah, read some books where don't have nothing. As a matter of fact, read some where contradict what you believe too. Yeah, read some book where contradict what you believe, but read some book. Go up online and look for things where you know say you don't agree with, but read it still and look upon it. Because it's very important that you do these things. Yeah, the first sign of investigation is doubt, you know. Doubt make you want to go find out things and search things. So we just tell the people them that as part of the process, as part of the whole thing. Because trust me, things not the same. Remember when your granny used to sit down on veranda? No, nobody not sit down on veranda again. Yeah. Yeah.
Uncle
yeah, well, all right.
Sending some love and vibration your way.
All right, give thanks, give thanks.
All right. Calling from the Florida. I'm a nurse and I listen to your program and I hear you advocating for masks and us protecting ourselves, and I'm just saying continue doing that because firsthand we see what's going on in the hospital and it's not pretty.
Oh yeah? Tell me about it.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I mean, you see people unable to see their loved ones because they're intubated, they can't talk, heart rate crazy, you know what I mean, they can't breathe, they have to get trach, and a lot of times they don't talk about the after effect because some of these patients end up getting strokes, getting blood.
After, you mean after they get better?
Limbs, and they don't talk about the after effect. They talk about you surviving the disease itself or the virus, but some people have an after effect.
Yeah. Wow. So which hospital you work?
I work at Broad General in Fort Lauderdale.
I don't hear you.
It's in Fort Lauderdale, Broad General, downtown.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale. Oh, is Fort Lauderdale calling from?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Yeah, man. So you said big over there. I mean, it's spike heavy over there, man.
Yeah, back in when they opened up everything back in the summer, June, July, yeah, it was crazy then. But the numbers kind of declined. But we're watching to see what's gonna happen with the flu season.
Yeah, everybody are watching.
Yeah.
Plus my voting.
Doing, man. Loving your energy, huh?
No, plus I got the voting 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
Oh, everybody talking about that early voting actually started, so
yeah, we know.
Going out early to vote.
20,000 people, 20 million people vote already.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you have to do.
Yeah, man. All right, give thanks to the call.
Right.
Give thanks to the call.
All right, have a good night.
Yeah, man. Yes, give thanks. Yes, all the way from Fort Lauderdale at the march to Third World Reggae Radio Station. Yes, Ian.
Ian Muta.
How are you, Mandingo?
Yes, I'm fine and things, but really sad about the situation in Nigeria, man.
May I tell you?
Yes.
Well, if I shoot down and people are, yes, police ill treatment.
Yes, you know, as a result of that SARS thing that the people demonstrate, that police unit, that murdering people and so on, and very, very sad, and the people protesting unarmed and shot to death, you know what I mean, by police and soldiers authorized by unscrupulous politicians there in Nigeria. And the sad thing about it is that Nigeria is a rich country, as you know, oil and other resources, but the wealth of Nigeria has not been used to help the majority of
benefit the people. Corrupt politician as usual.
Yes, all over, you know, sad. And it's a reflection of the African continent in general, whereby Africa is the richest continent, but our people have the poorest living because the traitorous politicians work with the Europeans and other races, but mainly the Europeans and now the Chinese coming in so that the wealth, the people don't enjoy the wealth of them countries in Africa, despite being the richest continent on the planet, man. Really, really sad. We're having a lot of demonstrations in London, Toronto, in Canada, all over about this, you know.
So what is, where march to? Where march to? The embassy? The Nigerian embassy?
London, yes, and also 2 embassies to the Republic of Congo embassy also. And this is to show that it's not just in Nigeria there are problems. So you see they're combining, you know what I mean? From Nigeria, because the situation in the Congo is the same, as you know. Congo, we have built
well, look at killing and raping.
Yes. And we have all that situation in Guinea where that president guy wanted to run to a third limit again, even though he's supposed to have only have 2 terms and elections being disputed and in challenger Gallo saying that he has won even though official results. So that's the next situation that we have to watch too, you know.
You want to watch is the American one. Is the American one I watch.
Yes. The final debate here, Trump and Joe
Biden. Tonight.
Yes, tonight. They're gonna watch that. You know? And before I talk about how many people have lost their lives because of this lockdown. I'm going to give some serious figures because it applies to Jamaica and elsewhere too. What is happening here? I just want to big up my elder. He passed away some years ago. But the first sound system man in Britain, Duvin, who birthday anniversary this coming Sunday the 25th of October, you know. He was the top DJ for Tom the Great Sebastian sound system from Loot Lane.
Okay.
Taking over from the first champion sound, Count Nix, you know. From 1950 and stored away in 1954. And with Suckle, who later became known as Count Suckle, and a brethren named Lenny Fry. And in 1955 started the first sound system in Britain, using the unbeaten champion from Ladbroke Grove. It was his birthday. And by the way, as a man who used to go to Calabar School, which is at the corner of James's Street and Sutton Street. And
it come up on East Street. It come up on East Street.
Come off away?
No, I say the back I come out of East Queen Street.
Yes, right.
You could have walked through there and come back by East Queen Street.
Yes, true.
In front of you, one street.
Man.
Don't get so.
Yes, over on the other side.
Yeah.
So you have that entrance there at the corner of Sutton Street and James's Street. And his son, who me and him grew up together and thing, we used to live at 61 Wildman Street, Big Yard, side of Jamaica Success Club. You know.
That time you live at Tex Lane.
You know.
19 Tex Lane.
Yeah, that time you live at Tex Lane. Yes, man. You know. Yeah, so celebrating, I mean, within 2020 now, and started the sound system to popularize Jamaican music. The first sound in 1955. Coming straight through. So that is before it was ska and before rocksteady and reggae. And you know the thing about it is when he was alive, I asked both PMP and GLP governments to give him an award, and they never did, just like the Wayne Gray. Yes, but it's still not late for a posthumous award still. But I don't want that to happen to Wayne Gray when he 80s now.
And that go on, everybody again posthumous award. You can't believe that.
Everybody what?
I get it after them dead. A whole heap of people get it after them dead.
Exactly. Exactly. Ridiculous. Vin was alive, and you know, I gave both PMP and GLP regimes, because the magazine in the early 2000 and thing, about 2003 or thereabout, with them life stories. And they had all the information, and they never do nothing to honor him. Both regimes, you know, PMP and GLP. But this, not tell you, man, but them have the audacity to give awards to non-Jamaicans. But the number of people dying at home from illnesses other than COVID-19 has rocketed since lockdown. Figures from the Office for National Statistics from March to September this year reveal that almost 1,000 deaths are being recorded every week, which is up by 26,000 on the same period last year.
What do you think of cause that? You think because they might use the hospital and something else?
People not having access to hospitals and them.
Yeah, that's what I say, yeah. Yeah, they don't have access to hospital like first time.
Yes, it's like them going on as you know, like the only disease.
It's COVID.
Corona. Yeah, no.
Yes.
So people not.
My man shoot you, them say COVID kill you. If a man shoot you, them say COVID kill you.
Yes.
That's how I feel laugh, man.
Because I have to let people know this, you know, muta. Hear this.
Yeah.
Among the biggest killers, diabetes, deaths to death, up by 86%. Then due to Parkinson's. And you know Parkinson's is a shaking disease that man.
Yeah, shake up, yeah.
Yeah, right. Up by 79%. due to prostate cancer, which you know affect a lot of our
black
African
people.
men. Right. Up 53%.
Yeah, we have to call them full up.
A lot of our women too. Up 47%. And bowel cancer affect 46%. And deaths among women with dementia have jumped 75%.
Well, I want to tell you though, a sister, the dog have a baby, and the first hospital was St. Andrew. Them said them can't take her. And then she think, I think she go to a public, and them said them can't take her. And she was Spanish Town Hospital, and dead.
Yes, and died.
Because they're scared. Some of them scared of the COVID.
Imagine that the doctors
and some of them say,
them would get the coronavirus, eh?
Yeah. They're rough. No bed space.
As you say, the third hospital she went, Spanish Town, where her baby was delivered and dead. But if she had been seen to at the other two hospitals,
should them.
St. Andrews
and the problem is nobody's held accountable.
Eh?
Nobody's held accountable.
Exactly. And we know there must be doctors who are the ones liable for refusing to treat her.
Yeah, so they're afraid of COVID. They think of COVID, child.
Yes. No, man, a lot of people, and this nonsense too. People feeling sick, want them supposed to have operation for cancer. It's cancelled. Operation, heart operation. So people dying as a result. And then you have some people who are not going to the hospitals too because them say them be catching coronavirus.
They won't catch corona. See how them yard.
Yes.
And dead. Terrible, man.
It's really terrible. So more people dying from other diseases than coronavirus that the politicians then make it look like it's only coronavirus carry the swing, so to speak.
Well, you know, them in a problem now because them flu season come round. And you know the flu season is at another time of kill only for people.
Yes, exactly.
Especially old people. By the staying and dead.
Staying and die, yes. And you see a lot of elderly people or people who are handicapped who need it. Them affected, because of this lockdown thing. They're isolated in their homes and things. No farmer help and things. So people dying due to lack of care.
Yeah. They might tell us that they don't have enough people to circulate.
Yeah, even when they have the people to circulate, them can't move because of lockdown restrictions and so. In Manchester here, the mayor and the Burnham for Greater Manchester was resisting, saying that this Boris Johnson thing that them want them for lockdown again. They need more money to help with this situation, but he was revolting against this, but with force.
Yeah, well, me just talk about it a while ago. Say it would be good if the people them could wear them masks so that everything can open up. Because the non-wearing of the mask, which is spread is coming from your nose and your mouth and everything there. If people are just wear them masks, which I am advocating, them could have opened up the place. So it's the people, sometimes the people them are causing.
But we have some of our people who saying that them not wearing no mask.
Yeah, so most of them is Trumperian. That's how we call them, Trumperian.
Yes, and we see what happened to Trump, but unlike Trump, them don't have access
to the best doctors in the world. Treatment. Yeah, them do have that black way, yeah. Same wife now I said you can't go around with him upon it. Eh?
It is very stupid because so many people say, don't wear masks. When them having operations in hospitals, Do the doctors and nurses wear masks?
Everybody in the hospital have a mask. I deal with them.
Exactly. And not only that, when in civil engineering also, when you're working on a site and you're doing demolition,
you put a mask.
Workers wear masks.
Look at in a Jamaica, construction worker put a mask because of the dust, the cement and all them something there.
Precisely. Precisely.
Nobody know to tell you that.
Some people say, oh, nah, wear masks because stupid. Sheer ignorance. And me and you know that ignorance kills.
Of course. The greatest poison to human being is ignorance. Anyway, we have to move.
You know? Yes.
So if you send on the next one, you know. If you send on the next one.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Yeah, all right. Give time. Yeah.
Muta.
Yeah, man, blessed.
Yeah, man, blessed.
Muta.
Yeah, somebody about James, right? Yeah, man, yeah, somebody about James, yeah. One of them is a connector, not your school. Yeah, yeah, me Muta.
Yeah, man, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Yeah, somebody about James, yeah, then he's a connector, not your school. So, now go on and get Leah. When I used to work in a book library and get Leah. And then go to farm, you know, something. And keep on little party. And from the man, I'm keep a party to breadfruit. I pay police and soldiers. I slump on my cat one time. And I count about 4 dozen radio car police jeep and town. Come there. And they don't find nothing. There's a man and woman going a line. Going a line and you sit down by my cat and watch what go on, you know, and see when them are coming, you know. And nobody run out there and they don't find nothing, you know. About 4 years, they are terrorized with that. Yo, me say, you see, I don't know who I call the people them, but I tell them about...
And somebody in the area call them, man.
And people I call them like, so who I know who I call them, you know, but Muta, I sleep on the cat and I dance and them dance, I keep a good dance, I keep a man, it's done by the cat and I make them...
But you're not going to hear a who. You're not going to hear a who call them.
It's done by the cat and I make me look money till daylight for my time when the dance I go on.
And daylight the party go on, too?
For my time, when time dance will go on.
I think I know you're talking.
And the man then that's Jesus, we in a dog, the man them lock up the dance. And last week, me get up out of my bed, about 7 o'clock, I go to the road. One of my president tell me, say, yo, you know, so then gone with Popstar and Baba. So then say them a scammer. I know say man them a scammer, a pumpkin man them plant from school, locking a pumpkin sitting man them plant, you know, and 2 years one sitting, you know, and that's
Let me know the parade and me plant food too, so I mean.
2 years, you know. I used to with them house, you know, I mean, them family a teach and I use and sitting. Well, you know, you say me them dead man, boy, you know, feel it to them, you know, man.
So how you know say the man is scammer? How you know the man is scammer?
The man is scammer, man, farm in the wall with their bush.
No, me never say the man is scammer. I say, how you know the man is scammer?
We say, man, with them, man. Also because you could go on to the farming, you know. They tell you, man. Man, them family big, you know. You know, so when I time, you see, about 15 years ago, now I'm going to be in the got James to primary school. So when I time, you know, back to the walk past in class with James to primary and walk to school yard. And I walk past the school yard. And we have a car, they really me pass. And then, Mr. Where you call me for? He said, I saw silver in my Guinea. Mr. Where you get the silver from? He said, in class, in break time.
What?
You can't kill that guy as a movie man. And you give me to go give you a lady. And when you try, Jenny Kai Silver them go give in Miss Mammy that I already do that is right now. I tell you, Jenny about Canada. And Jenny Kai Silver them go give up. You already got me little better. And tell him, said, thank you, my son. Thank you, Mr. You'll be a good boy. I know somebody in the police force for more 9 years, 9 or 10 years, station of Spanish show about. And one time I accident happened over don't worry.
Yeah, when you go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, we have to move.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we have to move.
But in the police force, man, I'm not telling you.
Ghana somewhere else. We have to move, Virgin. Here, give thanks.